Hello guys, I have made an updated ML5 tier list for PvE content. I picked 10 heroes that I believe are the best to use in different content and can even cheese some of the hardest stages. I'm going to show each of them in action and their full builds, but before we start, I would like to give some honorable mentions like ML5 who is insanely good in some hunts, raids, and even abyss stages. Also Strays, who is the best one-shot unit for hunts 13. He requires endgame gear to work, but he is currently the best DPS for those stages. So without further ado, let's get started with the list. First we have Pitus, a top-tier support with a lot of utility. She is easy to build for PvE and can work in almost all content. You can farm all hunts with her. She can buff your allies, strip enemies' buffs, and trigger dual attacks, which makes her even better. She can hide herself with her passive stealth. You can also use some crazy gimmicks like having a defense break artifact on her. So when she uses her S1, she has a chance to defense break an enemy, then trigger a dual attack with your highest attack ally. If you want to build her for PvE, try to have at least 80% effectiveness to guarantee her debuffs and strips. You should also go as fast as possible and maintain some bulk on her. Next we have Tywin, a great knight class hero who can support your whole team and provide cleansing and guaranteed defense break. He pairs insanely well with Pitus, because her enrage buff allows him to ignore effect resistance. So when he S3, he will always defense break the enemies, which is a massive thing for PvE, especially in manual fights. Because as you know, the game has a 15% in-game resistance mechanic that can't be dealt with, except with effects like ML Tywin or Soul Burn some skills. He can also cleanse a debuff from all allies and trigger enrage mode by himself. So you don't have to use him with ML Pitus. As a knight class, he can hold some of the best defensive artifacts that can maintain your whole team. So, just by existing in the field, his value will go up. If you want to build Tywin for PvE, I recommend having him with high HP and defense with decent speed.
You think you can defeat me?
Hello? Life is full of suffering. Let this be your paradise.
Blade Ascent!
Go away. Where are you going?
I'll help. Do you have nothing left to say?
Yep. Go away.
Dancing Blade. It's not too late to beg for your life.
Listen to my song. Shine free.
This is my justice.
To the right, then to the left.
Now let me show you both of these heroes in action.
Here.
My turn.
I'm back.
I'll help.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's shine.
It's my turn.
Next we have Landy, another top-tier PvE unit that most people sleep on. She can be used almost everywhere. Her whole kit is unique and stacked. She can solo stages by herself. She is immune to crowd control effects, can self-heal, penetrate defense and attack buff herself. She also has a 70% chance to resist critical hits. Not to mention she buffs her allies with a crit resist buff at the start of the battle. Landy is a complete unit who can help you cheese some of the hardest content. If you want to build her for PvE, I recommend using counter set on her with as much damage and bulk as possible. Speed is not really needed because she pushes her combat readiness when she uses her S1. Now let me show her in action for you.
Listen to my song. Ladies and gentlemen, let's shine in full bloom. The Sword of Flowers. Bon voyage. Blockade complete. Don't let them escape. Here, I'll cover you. Oath of the White Flower. Shine free. Deal with it. Do you hear me? Too bad. Deal with it. Bon voyage. It's time. Commence tactical maneuvers. Listen to my song. Ladies and gentlemen, let's shine. Forever. I pledge myself. Together! You don't give orders. Shine free!
Next on the list, we have Arbiter Vildred, and he is an insanely strong DPS for different PvE content like Abyss, Raids, and Hunts. He is also a great farmer for main story. His S1 hits 2 enemies and deals a lot of damage. His S3 is an AoE attack that also deals more damage when it's on full focus. Best part about it is that his skill resets if it kills an enemy. If you want to use him in PvE, you can go full damage build or have some speed on him. Either way, he is super flexible and easy to build. Being a thief also opens up a lot of options for him to be used in whatever way you choose. His newest exclusive equipment increases his chances to survive as well. Now let me show him in action for you.
Mercy is too good. For the likes of you!
Yes! Rekos, allow me to avenge you!
Do not expect mercy.
Go away! Rekos' soul is with me.
It's meaningless.
Yep.
It's all in vain.
You think you can defeat me?
Listen to my song. Ladies and gentlemen, let's shine. Go away. Disappear. Here.
Good. Do not expect mercy.
May the blessing of the stars fall upon us. Shine free!
Mercy is too good. For the likes of you!
Yes! Listen to my song. Ladies and gentlemen, let's shine!
Rekos, allow me to avenge you!
Together!
Next, we have ML Balona, another underrated ML5 in PvE content. She is also another great DPS for many places. Her passive allows her to trigger AoE attacks when she gather enough fighting spirit, which is super easy when fighting enemies that uses AoE skills. She also gives herself immunity on S1, and you can abuse that with counter set to maintain it the whole time. Her S3 is also a great single target nuke that gives Vigor buff, and if it kills an enemy with it, the Vigor applies to all allies. Not to mention, being a warrior class opens up a lot of options for her as well. So if you want to build her for PvE, you can either go lifesteal or counter set with decent bulk and damage. I recommend having her with at least 150 speed. Now let me show her in action for you.
In full bloom, the Sword of Flowers.
This is my victory. Do you have nothing left to say?
Rude, ignorant, immoral. These words are too good for you. I'm well aware of what you're planning. Go away, Bloom.
Listen to my song. Shine free. Here.
Can't be helped. You nearly delay the inevitable.
Forever. I pledge myself.
Utter disgrace. You belong in the dirt.
This is my justice.
Next on the list, we have Seria. She is an insane unit for many hard PvE content in the game. Her gimmick is super unique and no one can do what she does. Whenever an extra counter or dual attack triggers by enemies, she fully cleanses herself from all debuffs, pushes her combat readiness, and gives defense and effect resistance buffs to self. Her S3 is an AoE nuke that ignores 50% defense and scales with her own defense as well, so triggering her passive before nuking will hurt a lot. Seria's damage scales with defense like I said, so you must build her with high defense, crit damage, and decent speed and bulk. So I recommend having her on lifesteal to maintain herself and be a complete goddess on her own. For speed, try to maintain 150 at least. Now let me show her in action for you.
Go away. Turn to dust.
So you wanted to fool around, huh? Honestly, pretty boring. This is far more thrilling. This has been fun, hasn't it?
May the holy light save us all.
Yep. Come glad you came. My drink was empty, and I was starting to get bored.
Hello? May the blessing of the stars fall upon us.
I think it's time we called it a night.
Hello? Lulika is coming.
Forget the wine. I'm gonna fill this goblet with your blood.
Rekos, allow me to avenge you.
Listen to my song, Shine Free. This has been fun, hasn't
Rekos' soul is with me.
it? Here!
All right.
Honestly, parties are boring. This is far more thrilling. Ladies and gentlemen, let's shine! Ha! Ha! So you wanted to fool around, huh?
Go away! Disappear!
I'm glad you came. My drink was empty, and I was starting to get bored.
Go away!
This has been fun, hasn't it?
May the blessing of the stars fall upon us.
Honestly, parties are boring. This is far more thrilling.
Another top tier on the list is ML5. He is the best cleanser in the game for any content. He can AoE cleanse and gives immunity and attack buff to all allies with his S3. His passive allows him to reduce any debuff duration by 1 turn when his turn starts. This means that you can't lock him down with 1 turn stun or sleep debuffs. His S2 strips all buffs from a single target and gives AoE shield to all allies. His S3 also pushes his combat readiness by 50% so you can cycle with him fast. If you want to build him for PvE, I recommend going full speed and bulk. You can also add some effectiveness to guarantee his S2 strip and attack break. He don't need effect resistance much thanks to his passive. Now for our last member, we have ML5, another great opener like Pitus with insane amount of utility. She can reduce enemies' buff duration by 1 turn and decrease their attack. She also gives vigor buff to all allies with her S3. Her S2 allows her to push back a single enemy and provoke him. When you soul burn it, it makes the provoke last for 2 turns, which is great to lock someone like ML5 and Laya. Her S1 triggers a dual attack from a random ally. If you want to build her for PvE, I recommend building her with high speed and 80% effectiveness with decent bulk. Now let me show both of them in action for you.
Turn to dust!
You, who deviated from the natural order, offer yourself to the equilibrium.
Enough! I'll blow you away!
Scar those in our way with destruction and fear! I won't fall.
Rekos' soul is with me.
You owe me one now. Can you hold out much longer? Shall we bet on it?
If I can end it all with this.
Focus.
On my way. Ha! Almost there.
This is it.
The futility. It's a bit pathetic.
Lulika is coming. Ah! I'll leave it to you.
Can you even reach me?
I will erase them all. For a world without fault.
Go away! Disappear!
It's time for your extinction.
Do not fear death. Seizing victory is seizing the future. The time has come.
All right, all right!